5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Welcome back to INB episode 3. So you're just watching the levels up there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what did we decide to name this thing? Internet News Broadcasting.
With jerm&bug or bug or jerm.
Jerm&bug. It's your podcast,
okay.
man.
Yeah.
I just live in it. Even though
it's my world, so you're gonna live in it.
I did. When I reviewed the last one, though, I was like, I need to shut up and let Jeremy input here. Because I kind of just, you got me off on a tangent.
You took over. That was pretty good.
Yeah, you got me on a fucking tangent, man. And I was like, and I'm sitting there listening. All Jeremy sees is, yeah, What about, yeah. I was like, I need to let him talk.
We're getting some reviews on that one.
Really?
The one where you see my legs.
Oh, yeah.
We don't got very many reviews on that.
Yeah, because your legs.
I think they're scared.
What no gay shit.
Oh.
I've already been through this gay shit with Gio in the last one.
Well, Sarah said that the twins thing
sounded a little.
Yeah, they said the gay twins. I was like, yeah, we may have changed.
Yeah, we don't need to make it easy on them.
Yeah.
So, INB with J and B. A lot of letters there.
Yeah.
That works for me though.
Okay.
But I don't know. Naming stuff is like the monocast. You know how I named that?
It's one person.
One person I was recording in mono. Okay, what is it? Monocast. That's about how it went down.
We can be stereocast.
I'm right, and this is and this is left. Coming at you from the right channel.
In the left channel.
I listened to it on YouTube, and you're right. I'm over here, and you're over here, and I'm like,
it sucked.
Well, I mean, it's good and bad. It wasn't like horrible. It's just you're over there, and I'm over there, and
after all that crap I did,
yeah,
I still couldn't get it to work.
Yeah.
So we may have to set that up in a little bit here and mess with it too, because I know you can figure it out.
Oh, me? Well, maybe. As long as it's just like I have it here, then I'll just mirror that over to what you have. And
well, you got to do the pulse audio.
Well, what do I got here?
Yeah, it was another program I had to download.
Oh, this was default mic 0. I don't even know what that is.
Well, you got so much shit on it.
It's ALSA. See, I'm recording through ALSA.
Yeah, see, that's all you can do.
Yeah.
But the way it's set up, you got to do something with the pulse audio. I've gone on YouTube to try to figure it out, but it never did work.
YouTube is not always helpful.
Yeah.
But it can be. All right. I'm going to rustle some papers here. Sound like I have some news reports.
There we go.
All
printing
right.
off the printer. The dot maker printer.
Okay.
Shit, it jammed.
Tractor feed, man. That sounded serious back in the day. Yeah, I got a tractor feed dot matrix. Rah, rah, rah. What was it? A daisy wheel? Was that what it's called? The ones that had the butterfly in it that tapped out the letters?
Oh, I don't remember that one.
Oh, man.
I'm not that old.
Was that you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think it was. I don't know.
So, that 5-minute pause there, I'm going to cut that out.
Okay.
Or you can.
I can cut it out, yeah.
But, the story that we're going to talk about first tonight is from Fox News under the politics section. What else is on Fox News? That's all.
It's all the true stuff you're going to get.
It's Fox News.
Yeah, CNN is bought by the politicians. So you're not gonna get nothing real over there.
Oh, okay. All right, I'm just gonna let you talk. I'm not gonna throw my opinion out there.
Well, we're talking about the marijuana and the UN. UN officials rips U.S. states over legal pot policies.
And nearest I can figure here is that the UN is trying to use this as a entryway to start governing U.S. policy.
Yeah, they're going to start the one world nation government.
Right, the UN is the hub of the central world government, and unifying the laws and stuff.
Uh-huh.
You need to read the Treaty of Versailles. Is it? No, it's it's basically how the European Union was formed and how that all went down. I think.
I mean, they're over here getting on to us.
Yeah.
But isn't it illegal in Amsterdam?
Amsterdam, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so what are they?
How come the UN isn't?
Yeah.
And Uruguay just legalized it countrywide.
Where the hell's that?
It's South America.
Okay.
Like right under Mexico.
Okay. Yeah.
So you cross Panama Canal, you have you have Colombia over here on this side, and then you have Uruguay over on the other side, and then you've got Brazil under Uruguay.
Okay.
And I used to know a lady from Brazil, but I'm not allowed to talk about her. So it's one of two women my significant other was violently jealous over.
She's pretty hot.
She was, but she's a crazy bitch.
Aren't they all?
No. You know how loud that's gonna be when we hear that? I know I heard some shit. What was that? What? Who was that? Was that Scott or Jeremy? Who's that? But no, she wound up being pretty crazy. I knew her for 8 years. We were gonna like try to work on getting married at one point.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that one.
And bitch left.
She was Russian.
No, that was one of my customers' wives was Russian.
Oh, okay.
We won't talk about names though. Don't get me started on the names. We had to edit this thing, man. But no, it's kind of cute though because we weren't even together and she was violently jealous. I mean, she was married and everything and was ripping me up over this one, man.
Yeah.
And so it's nice to be loved, but
get back to the
I don't hear the UN dictating to other countries how to run. Now to just interject, if I may, my personal opinion on the matter. I don't believe in any drugs and alcohol. I'm what you call a straight edge.
Yeah.
You know, as I get older, it's hard enough to remember shit and keep it all straight. I'm not going to allow anything to hinder that as much as possible.
I used to tell everybody, hey, you want to smoke some pot? I was like, yeah, I'm screwed up enough. I don't need nothing to help me.
Well, you know what George always says? He goes, the world's not ready for me being normal.
Yeah.
So I was like, so you sure you don't want to smoke weed, George? Just a little bit. But I don't see it happening with him either.
Yeah.
You know, he's had advocates, we'll call them, marijuana supporters, encourage him, saying, you know, it'll help relax your muscles, man. It'll be good for your pain or whatnot, you know. And he's thought about it, but he's just not. He's not that type, I don't think, you know.
Yeah.
He didn't start drinking, and he doesn't even really drink, maybe one beer every month or so. But he didn't even start doing that until this year, I think.
Did you get him some of that crap in your closet?
I almost did.
Oh.
I almost did when he was here last time. Not this time, but the last time he was here. He wanted some tea, right? So I just poured him a glass of that shit. it got about 3 feet away from him. He started gagging. It's like, what the hell is it? And he was just going to drink it and be polite.
It's tea. My mom made it. No, don't be mean.
He's going to be polite and drink that shit, but I couldn't go through with it, man. And then once I started laughing, then Brett started laughing. Then he's like, what the hell is wrong with this tea? I was like, nah, you don't want to drink that, man. Even though it's good for you. But what I currently have in stock's overbrewed. So it's basically
like a year and a half.
Yeah, it's going to be potent. Oh,
that'll be potent too.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. But but the point with this UN story. Damn. The point with this UN story is we don't need an outside governing body telling us how to make our laws and whatnot,
Yeah.
And really, the states don't need the federal government interfering in. If you're a true Republican,
yeah.
The states should be left on their own.
Oh, yeah.
And the federal government should just stay out of it.
Uh-huh.
Legalization does have problems, but it's not the UN's decision or business to interfere with it. So, we talked earlier on the first attempt at this about, like I told George, I don't worry about production or anything. If I screw up, I screw up. It goes in. It just helps keep it real. Just people kind of, they kind of feel like we're real people. We're not like, magicians or whatever.
Yeah, them cheeseburgers are getting to me.
Jeremy's passing gas, ladies and gentlemen. He's you good folks at home. Good thing we don't have Smadio or Smellio. Oh shit!
Scott's gonna miss it.
Oh god, man, that smelled just like a fucking grilled McDonald's burger, man. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Fries on the side.
Oh my god, that's deep fried turd right there, man. Oh my god. Oh my god, I can't breathe. Did I turn my ceiling fan? Oh hell no. Oh my god. Oh dude, for real.
Well, we'll go to the next
story. We're going to the next story while my nose heals. Oh shit.
This is about the Russians flexing their muscle on their long-range bomber flights over in the Gulf Coast.
Right, and wow, that's exactly what I told you they were doing, is flexing their muscles.
Yeah.
Okay, did we talk a little bit about this last time? About Russia and their policy.
Yeah.
Okay, it is my belief. I've known one or two Russians over the years, and they've got what you call bravado, like they're very super macho.
Yeah,
and like
with Putin with his shirt off, riding the bear.
Even though that's homosexual as hell.
Did you see him giving Obama a pat on the shoulder?
No, I didn't see it.
That was a good one.
Yeah,
he got a lot of crap for that.
Oh shit. They're probably lovers, man.
No, I thought Obama was after that basketball player.
Oh, yeah, according to what's his name.
Yeah.
What was that guy's name?
Long-legged Mac Daddy.
Long-legged Mac Daddy.
Manning something.
Yeah. I only come upon his channel on YouTube by accident. I never actually go looking for that guy, but when I find him, it's gold.
Yes, it is. If I had that much enthusiastic about doing a show like that,
anything, man. He loves what he's doing, man. He's preaching the word. We'll have to dig that up and subscribe to him or something. But I think Russia just wants to kind of like a peacock with its feathers, It's just kind of like, we're threatened by you, so we're just gonna, we're gonna show off.
So if we blow one of them things out of the air, what's gonna happen then?
It's gonna instigate an act of war against Russia. That's what they're hoping. They're hoping we start the shit. Like Bay of Pigs. Russia
But
instigated that shit too.
I was saying we didn't start it though. They're in our fly zone.
Yeah,
so
but
they're starting it.
Well,
isn't that right?
Near U.S. shores. As long as they're in international waters, there's nothing we technically can't do. And that's 12 miles out, so you can get pretty close.
I'm gonna say you can see 12 miles from the coast. You'll be able to see them if they're low enough.
Right. As long as they're not in our airspace. There's not really, annoying, yes.
Yeah.
But there's not really much we can do. They're hoping we instigate some shit and shoot one down.
Well, you may have a trigger-happy pilot and do that, so you have to watch out.
But here's the thing. I don't think Obama's ballsy enough to do anything like that. Bush probably would have. Bush probably
he would have shot him out on the ground and wouldn't have worried about it.
Fuck you. We'll go to war with Russia.
Yeah.
Hell, they don't have oil or anything, but Russia's big. But
yeah, we could split that up in about probably 15 states if we needed.
Yeah,
They got them cool looking buildings and stuff.
Oh yeah,
around, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, they. I forget what those are called. They're not mosques. They're not Muslim.
They're far from that.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I think this is nothing to worry about. If anything, they're distracting the
From
real
what else is
problem.
going on.
Yeah, the real problem. And I think because if it's on CNN's headline, and that's the source from for this particular. It's everywhere, but we just happen to grab CNN World News. I think I think I'm gonna go back to my conspiracy stuff because that's really what this is about. I'm thinking the CIA is just messing with people. Oh, you know what really bothers me, and this broke today, was the Cessnas interfering with cell phone communication. Oh, yeah. That's what we should really be talking about, man. You get me started on that.
I seen a Cessna flying around my neighborhood, and he's real low, which is already weird.
Yeah,
because you're supposed to be
3,000 to 5,000 feet
above the tallest building.
Okay.
So he was real low.
Okay. And the way this works is the Cessna's got equipment on board, and they pose as a cell tower, and your phone connects to the Cessna, and they just record everything. Your location, your phone's identity, text messages, audio, everything. Have
you seen a plane circling around your place?
Helicopters, but not planes.
Okay.
I see police choppers on their way to Holton, Alberta.
Okay.
Like,
what's the funniest thing? This started happening a couple months ago.
Okay.
Every once in a while, my Gmail will unsync.
Okay.
And it just syncs back up. But it still tells you, hey, you need to resync your Gmail accounts.
So it's like it drops a tower and connects it to a tower.
It's kind of weird.
That is kind of weird. And then you have a plane circling around your neighborhood.
Yeah.
And then
low.
And then a while back you had the Secret Service visit you.
Yeah, that was pretty nice.
I don't know if we need to talk about that or not. I don't want to get anybody,
Yeah, anybody fired?
Yeah. Well, let's just say Secret Service visit Jeremy for unrelated reasons.
Yeah.
We'll just keep it at that.
He hated Obama, so that was pretty cool. I was cool with him.
But he also revealed some information I thought was kind of interesting.
What was that?
About 9/11.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it. Not while it's recording.
He didn't say nothing to me.
Okay. I thought we talked about that.
Oh, about bringing more CIA people in?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they brought a whole bunch of them back in that were retired.
During the Bush administration.
Yeah, after 9/11.
Was this Secret Service or CIA? he was Secret Service.
Secret Service, yeah.
But he was talking about another thing. I think they did was interesting was they transferred the Secret Service from Department of Treasury to Department of Homeland Security. So
the Secret Service?
Yeah.
What do they have to do with money?
That was
Treasury, isn't that
yeah.
money?
It was their job to track down to protect the currency. That was their original directive.
They went way off base then.
How familiar are you with the original CSI? The TV show? Yeah, the TV show.
Yeah.
You remember Gil Grissom?
Yeah.
Scott Peterson?
Uh-huh.
He played in a movie back in the 1980s called To Live and Die in L.A.
Okay.
It's a great movie. He plays a Secret Service agent. He's tracking down a counterfeiter.
Okay, I think I've heard of it. I haven't watched
it's
it.
a pretty good movie. It's one
I
of my
like the
favorites.
one with Tom Hanks. Catch Me If You Can.
Is that was Leonardo DiCaprio?
Oh, Tom Hanks was the FBI guy.
Was he?
Yeah.
That was a true story.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting. How he...
Yeah.
This was banknotes, though. He counterfeited checks.
Yeah, and he did it by hand.
Yeah.
He didn't use technology or anything. He'd draw it out. He'd get a real one and then just copy it and then make the changes that he needed to change. He did that with like bank certificates, like CDs and stuff. Can you imagine? And
plus, he was flying too. He was acting as an airline pilot,
right? And
getting rides everywhere,
right? Yeah, he sure.
I mean, nowadays if you don't have that stupid star thing on your driver's license, you can't get on a plane. So
I don't even know if I have that stupid thing. Because,
if you don't ask for it, they're not going to put it on there. Even though it's the same price, they're going to...
Well, I know I didn't ask for it. I'm going to check my credentials real quick here.
You got a driver's license?
No. I've got a non-driver's identification. I don't have a star on my...
Yeah.
So that's just... I can't fly.
Yeah, you're screwed.
I'm fucked, man.
So
what's the difference?
It's supposed to help identify, I guess, like fake driver's license or something.
So why not just make it mandatory then? Why do I have to ask for it?
It's supposed to be mandatory after a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
But the minimum wage people we probably got working there.
Yeah.
Don't ask for it.
Yeah.
Ask you if you want it or not.
Right.
And you probably have to go to I think you do have to go to the Highway Patrol.
The one on, here it would be Skyland.
Yeah. Not
the Annex building by the Winn-Dixie.
So then...
And that place...
It's crawling with Mexicans.
You said it, I did.
I'm just saying, when you go in there... and you don't have a green card, and the lady says, hey, wait a minute, let me go get somebody, and two big old state troopers come and drag your butt off.
Have you seen that happen?
Yes.
Are you telling me they're that fucking dumb?
Yes.
Because, we passed that law here a while back. They're strict as hell about the immigrants, man.
Yeah, well, this is when I first moved here. I had to go to that one to get it changed from Oklahoma to here.
To here, okay.
And, I'm sitting there doing the eye test. I hear them talking.
Yeah.
And the lady said, hold on, let me go get my supervisor. Well, she comes back with two big state troopers, and they drag him home.
So did he go back home to Mexico? Or?
I don't know. I didn't want to stick around. I didn't want to get arrested or nothing.
Well, you didn't do anything. Well, I don't know.
You never know.
This is you we're talking about here. It could be.
Yeah.
Could be anything. Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, you better get all your crap in a row before you go in there.
Damn, man. But the thing I was getting at before you got on, before you went down that road, which is that's a great story, man. But where I was headed with that was the fact that it's so crowded. I mean, you know, it's like when I went to renew my non-driver's license, non-driver's identification.
Well, you shouldn't have to go there if you're just renewing.
Well, yeah. Well, see, that's before I realized, because, see, mine's every 8 years.
Okay.
So when it was up, I hadn't done it in 8 years.
Okay.
So I didn't know there was the annex building over by the where the Winn-Dixie used to be.
Yeah.
So I went to the DMV first.
Yeah, you get there right before it opens, like 20 minutes before it opens.
Yeah. And
there'll be 10 people in line in front of you.
Yeah, and she told me, man, the state trooper was there. She was like, honey child, you might as well go on down to the annex, because you going to be here all day.
Yeah.
All you need is a renewal.
Uh-huh.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, you go down there to the annex building. They'll help you out here, because you stay here.
5 minutes.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, if it doesn't take that long down there, why does it take so long up there at the state trooper's office? You know, what the hell's the difference there, man? You know?
I mean, they do the test, truck driving, everything up there.
The CDLs and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to have my CDL, man.
Yeah. As long as I didn't have to back nothing up, I'd be good.
Well, that's part of it.
Yeah, see, I couldn't do it.
Yeah. That's pretty wild, man. So I imagine it's even more strict now since they passed that immigration law. Well, I saw a lot of Mexicans disappear after that, man. You know.
Well, he's about to.
Yeah, I think that's BS.
Executive order here, and just open the borders up.
Why do you want to do that? Why? I mean,
he wants the votes.
But they're not paying taxes, though, is the thing.
Well, I guess that don't matter.
This country's going broke, man. This country is going broke, and they're not paying taxes.
But they can vote.
How does that even happen? They're not even citizens, and they're voting. How does that work, man?
Because they complain. They say it's not constitutional, or it's racist to ask for a form of ID to vote.
They ask for my ID every time I go vote. I don't have a problem with that.
I don't know when you haven't had to have ID, and all these states are passing this law. You have to have ID.
I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, they
are. But yeah, when I vote down here at the church on Kings Mill Road, Cottondale Community Church, and they've always asked for my ID. Always.
They ask for your ID, your address.
Right, and they check it against
you write your name on another piece of paper
and then you
for some reason.
And then you sign it.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
I have no problem with that. I don't care who knows how I vote.
No.
I don't think it's racist or prejudiced in any way. They just want to make sure real people are voting, and they're not voting twice.
Yeah, like in Hale County. A lot
you
of
could go across town somewhere and go vote again. There's no very...
Well, like in Hale County, they got caught with a whole bunch of dead people voting.
Now, those dead people need to just let it rest.
I don't know how they're getting out of the grave there.
They had their chance to vote, and they need to get... Just let the living people have their chance, man. Dead people are very politically active.
Yes, they are. Especially like when they write down an address and there's not a house there.
Yeah, that's creepy.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, too.
Or it is, but it's like a tree or something.
Yeah, it's like a torn down barn.
But, man, we got off on a sidetrack there, didn't we? Man, we took the scenic route.
Yeah.
What were we even talking about? We're talking about the Cessna.
The Russia, yes.
Man. Oh, this in-studio stuff, we're going to have to get used to this, man.
Yeah.
We look like we're on the radio, though. I like the look we're going
Oh,
for.
yeah.
We've got the headphones and the mics, and we're in the studio. Studio B, WBUG, Tuscaloosa, Alabama. And Gio says I ought to do jazz, late night jazz on NPR, man.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Get you like a radio, internet radio.
Yeah, you know, you can do unlicensed up to 1 watt, man. You know, broadcast.
Well, how far will 1 watt go?
1 watt could probably cover Holton, Alberta here, this area.
Okay.
It won't cover the whole town, but it'll
What
cover.
kind of
Just need an
antenna would
antenna. Yeah, you just have to get like an old TV antenna. Or something.
Okay. What is?
Yeah, that thing's uncomfortable. I meant to bring a folder home, but
There we go. See, I can look at you now.
oh, is that what your problem was? We don't see each other on Skype, man. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just looking at a damn computer screen.
Okay.
Like, okay, what's going on?
See, I'm listening in my ears, you know. So I'm trying to be careful not to too much. You know, that wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
You do it in that one, you knock your ears out
Yeah.
because it's a big diaphragm.
Uh-huh.
So you make a pop noise on it. It's like, doo. So.
Okay. Well, yeah, you have to get right up on
Yeah,
this
you got to
thing.
get right up on
Like
it.
you're,
It's directional.
yeah.
You tighten that thing up right here. That nut.
This nut?
Nah, this little wing nut right here.
Oh, yeah, it's tight as hell. I couldn't. That's loose.
All right, just 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Is that? He don't want to drop it. He's looking scared. He's like, this thing falls, it's my ass.
Yeah. Can't afford this crap. There, that's good enough.
Okay. Well, you can lower it a little bit.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm better
Yeah, you
now.
can slouch and still talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, Cessna plane, cell phone. It doesn't surprise me that they do that.
Well, they've been reporting too more
Yeah, that's better.
drones have been flying
The
around.
domestic drones,
Yes.
like police departments buying them up
Uh-huh.
and everything. Why?
Things
Yeah,
spy on people.
Isn't a helicopter good enough, man?
Heck no. They're gonna put like dang missiles on it and crap.
Well, I
And
do.
then instead of the cops having to run after somebody, they'll launch the drone off the top of their hood and it'll chase them and shoot them.
Man, that is so. Man, what is that? Knight Rider. Or
Heck
something.
yeah.
That's like.
Well, it's like the Fast and the Furious.
Okay, never watched those.
Oh, it was the one with I forgot his name.
It was Vin Diesel, wasn't
Oh
it?
yeah, Paul Walker.
Paul
That's-
Walker. Yeah.
And they Florida. They were in Florida.
Okay.
And the helicopter shot something into the car, and it basically fried the electronics in the car, and it just died.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
that would be the way to go.
but you know, cops can do that now with an EMP. You know, they got guy was telling one of my customers. He's an old guy. His name's Treetop. He's an old guy. He's like 80 years old, man. But he's a hot rod guy. He still drag races, and he races up at Skip Barber and stuff. And he said years ago, he had this BMW. He only works on German cars. And he used to work for BMW up in Birmingham and as a tech like you did for Toyota. Except for his was German. He'd go to Germany for like 6 weeks every 5 years or something. They'd train him and whatnot. So he had this hopped up BMW. I mean, this thing, the way he talked, this thing was like, it had European specs, had a big 6-cylinder engine in it. And the state trooper called and asked him about the chip in it. And he said, and he goes, well, I can do a lot of stuff with the chip. It just depends on what you need done. And he's like, well, here's what we have, and we want to test it out. And Treetop was like, okay, what do you need me to do? So, well, we need you to get in that BMW, and we need you to haul ass on the interstate. And he's like, you gave me permission to do this? He said, yeah, because we need to test our patrol car capability. He wouldn't say exactly what it was. And he said, you have an hour. He said, okay, what's my route? And he gave him the route. It was like from here to Birmingham and back. Okay. Fast as you want. You're clear. We'll turn your tag number in. So, So he said, all right. He did it. He did 2 runs. From Birmingham to here and then back. And then from Birmingham to here and back again. So he did 2 round trips.
Yeah.
So he was having fun. And this was like back in the 80s, I think it was. No, back in the 90s, because he retired like 5-10 years ago. He retired. This was like early 2000s, late 90s. So he kept he was a little bit skeptical. So he kept asking this trooper. He's like, why do you want me to do this? He goes, well, you're a trained BMW technician, right? He goes, well, yeah. He said, and you're a professional driver. He goes, well, yeah. He goes, well, you qualify for what we need to do. You know how to drive, and you work on these cars, so you know the technical aspects. And we need to test our capabilities. And he still can't figure out what's going on. So he, like I said, he said he had an hour, so he managed to do it 4 times in an hour. However fast that is. You figure from Birmingham to here, downtown, that's what, about 65 miles, 68 miles, something like that. So you do that he's hauling ass, apparently.
Yeah.
And he was on the interstate. So, like I said, I had to do the math to figure out exactly how fast he was going. He told me, but I forget. So he said he was on his way back up to Birmingham from here. And he said the trooper pulled in behind him, just chasing his ass. He said next thing he knows, the car just fucking died. The fuel cut off, the engine died, the whole thing just died. And I was looking at it and I said, well, what'd they do? And he said they sent an EMP they had a thing in their grill that sent electromagnetic pulse ahead of the car, and it jarred the electrical system, shut everything, it burned the chip. And he said, he goes, it sat there for about 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. Started right up, no problem, like nothing happened. So he's a little scared because he didn't know that's what they did. So he was a little scared, so he went back up to the dealership with the car. Like I said, this was a European model. It had no emissions on it or nothing. I mean, it was like a fast car.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the state trooper caught up with him, and he said, did that scare you a little bit? And he was like shaking and everything. He goes, I've done wrecked helicopters. I've wrecked boats. I've wrecked just about everything that you can imagine. It was there.
Okay, I was making sure.
Yeah, it was there. I checked it when I plugged it in. He said, I wrecked just about everything imaginable, but I ain't never had a car just die everything all at once at 130 miles an hour or 150, however fast he was going. That was a little scary.
Yeah, because you lose power steering.
You lose everything. But he said it just stopped. The car, it.
But why aren't they using it now?
That's a good question. Because this was probably 15 or 20 years ago. There must be some kind of liability there.
Because if it fried my computer, I'd be pissed.
Yeah, but he said it was just temporary, though. It's just 15, 20 minutes later, car started right up. You wouldn't even know anything happened to it. And this, and like I said, it was a 850i, I think. It had the slope nose. Looked like a Corvette, but it was a BMW.
Yeah.
You don't know much about German cars,
No.
do you? Okay. The 850i, the one with the V12, I think, if I'm not mistaken. The It's a V12 with their 2 inline 6s fused together. Ding, 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 ding. Please hold 1 minute. We're having technical difficulty. Boom, ding, 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 ding. Okay. So yeah, that's a good question. Why aren't they? We know what they can do. So what are they doing, and what aren't they doing? Is the question.
Yeah.
If they got a cell phone interception, we're going back to that after that. If they got a cell phone interception after you know interfering with our cell phones and these Cessnas, then what else do they have going on? I mean,
we know they've seen a couple of them on the internet. It's a radar detector made into the guardrail, and it gets you that way.
Yeah, don't even get me started on that guardrail.
And that, I guess there'll be a cop down there at the entrance, and he'll get you. Then you got the light that sends you a picture in the mail. So.
Well, the city of Los Angeles took all their traffic cameras out.
Why is that?
Because they were losing more in court fights than they were getting the tickets. People were fighting them, and it's such a big city that the people were winning more cases than they were losing.
Yeah, because the cop can't show up to every one of them, or somebody can't show up to every one of them.
Right, and another thing was, there's no you've got the tag here, but what does that say? The camera could be defective, could have went off on a green light,
Well, they take a picture of the light.
Yeah.
And your tag at the same time.
Really? How's that work?
'Cause
it's one camera, right?
No, there's like 5 of them.
Oh, so they got multiple.
Yeah.
Well, L.A. took them all out.
So
they were losing in court.
That one on Skyline is there's like 6 or 7 cameras up there.
Where's that at? Skyline and
the Lowe's.
Oh, is that where it is?
Yeah.
There's one on 15th Street too.
Yeah, and you saw the cameras. They'll be a ways back.
Yeah.
On each side.
Yeah, so they can get that zoom in.
Yeah. But they still can't see. I would think they need a camera facing you. And what if you're not driving the car?
Yeah, what if my car got borrowed?
Yeah. So, you shouldn't let somebody borrow your car. But
you know it happens.
Yeah.
Let your son borrow your car for a date or something. He's out.
Well, if he's on the insurance, I don't have people letting their friends borrow their car, and
yeah,
you don't do that crap.
Nah, you don't do that, man. That's stupid.
Yeah.
You're gonna, unless you don't care about your vehicle.
Yeah, or you're
just dumb.
Yeah, getting arrested because your car was in a robbery.
You're at work. You're at work minding your own business. Your cops show up and
we spotted your car.
Yeah,
robbing this store.
What? Or a dope deal or something.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be some shit? Your friend wants to borrow your car. You've got no idea.
When I worked at Toyota, we were coming home, and there's a drug sting in the Lowe's parking lot.
Oh my! Was that here?
Yeah.
Oh man!
And we were in the turn lane going 69 south.
Yeah.
And here comes like four or five undercover cops following this Dodge.
Oh my God!
He's throwing out bags of pot.
Oh shit!
And cops are stopping, picking it up.
I was surprised traffic wasn't stopping, picking it up.
Well, that's why the first cop, when it went out the window,
yeah,
the first cop stopped.
Okay.
And it was a bag like this, like a gallon sandwich bag.
Okay, like
of
a
Coke.
Coke. Oh,
yeah.
Damn.
And I don't know what they were thinking. They threw it all out and said, we didn't have nothing in the car, because they stopped like a quarter mile up there.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what. They just think the cop's going to leave that on the road?
There's a guy, Barry Cooper. Does that name ring a bell?
No.
He's from Texas. He's from your state. He's a cop gone rogue. Okay. And, this is great. Barry Cooper, man. YouTube the guy.
Okay.
He holds the record for the most traffic busts of any state trooper in the country. Okay. To this day, his record, he has the most arrests for catching people trafficking. So one day he just decides to quit, and he starts releasing DVDs on how to smuggle your shit. Where cops look for, what triggers them, what vehicles they look for. And he tells you this as a trained state trooper, okay?
Yeah.
And he says, one thing he always says is no matter how well you have your product sealed, and no matter eventually a dog was going to smell it. There's no way to seal it completely. He said so. You want to smuggle your stuff short distances, low quantity. Because if seal it up good, the longer it's sealed, the more whatever it's contained in it is going to allow it to breathe and eventually be detectable.
Yeah.
So and he said, and some of the clips are on DVD. So he's like smoking bud on the YouTube and stuff, and he's talking about, and I can't figure out why he just turned a dime like that. I guess he just had an epiphany about nonviolent offenders, Here he holds a record for most arrests.
Yeah.
And he said, I can keep doing it, and keep doing it, and keep doing it, and keep doing it.
It's
not going to go away.
Yeah.
And then he got to thinking about, about how families are getting busted for nonviolent offenses, supplementing their income by selling marijuana or something, they're not, you can argue this all day long. I'm not for marijuana, but
well, you don't need to get like 20 years.
No, you don't. You just.
Then somebody molests their kid and get 5.
Yeah, for real. The punishment needs to be proportionate to the crime.
Yeah.
And, prison system's crowded. It's privatized now. And, he just kind of had this change in his life. And he is actually, looking over his shoulder because, cops want him dead now because he turned on the blue shield, But I thought this was interesting because I research everything. So when I'm making a decision about am I okay with legalization or am I not okay with it, I found this dude, and like I said, you can look him up. His name's Barry Cooper. I haven't watched the DVDs yet, but he talks about growing marijuana, how having a field is a bad idea. He's in a helicopter, and he shows you this is what the DAA was looking for.
They just fly over and see it all.
This is the
signal. Can't hide it.
And he said, we use thermal imaging now, so if you got it in your house, we'll be able to see your signature.
They're gonna watch your power meter too.
Yeah, your power
boost.
Yeah. And he said, there's certain triggers and stuff, and he tells you what to do to be unnoticeable. How to set up your grow operation to be undetectable.
Did you ever see that one? It was in Tennessee.
Where they built a cave, like off
the house
the
is
house
built next to the mountain.
Yeah, and
it was 3 football fields.
Oh shit, that was a hell of a grow up.
Yes.
Nobody knows how long that shit had been there. How
they just got lucky.
Yeah.
Somebody went to the wrong house or something.
Yeah.
He went to the wrong house. They had a flat tire, and he would just happen to ask them.
Yeah.
Or something crazy.
Wow. That's something, man.
You need to watch Border Wars.
Border Wars, is that like a reality show?
Yes.
Oh my god.
It's nice. How they catch them smuggling marijuana and cocaine.
Okay.
And they put it. They get some detail now. They'll take the rim off the tire off the rim. Stuff it in. Put a metal ring around it.
Yeah.
Stuff it full, and then put the tire back on. So you can't.
I wouldn't know how you'd balance that tire.
That's a short distance.
Okay.
You just go over the line.
Just get over the border.
Yeah. Because that thing has to shake like you wouldn't believe.
I'm sure it does, man.
Then they stuff up the weld the frame in and stuff it all the way through the frame.
Yeah.
And what other ones? One of them, it was old guy had a pickup truck, had a big old speaker box in the back.
No shit.
I mean, it was about as big as your couch in the back of this thing.
Okay.
I mean, it had speakers all
like
over.
a toolbox thing,
Yeah.
but it's a speaker cabinet.
Yeah. And they tore that whole thing apart. Finally
they'll
found
get a chainsaw
30,
after.
I think like 30 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, stuff down in there.
And this is the stuff the cops use to resell and make money on.
Yeah, I guess.
I
don't know.
I know somebody that used to be a Winfield police officer. And
Well, that's Winfield.
and he told me some shit, man. I'm not going to mention names, but he told me some shit. And I know him personally, so I don't want to say any names, but he said what they do is, let's say it's a 10-pound bust.
Taking 5 of it.
They'll log 8 pounds.
Yeah.
And they'll sell 2, 3 for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of those guys put their kids through college selling dope on the side, man.
Yeah, I know one. It was in the news here. He was going all the way to Prattville to sell it.
Yeah.
And the FBI caught him.
Wow.
He was doing the same thing.
Well, the FBI don't fuck around.
No.
And I kind of like the FBI because they don't fuck around.
Yeah.
They're old school to me. The FBI, and I'm trying to figure out between the NSA, CIA, Department of Homeland Security, Secret Service.
Yeah, what are they all doing?
What is the ATF? What is the FBI doing these days? Just kind of hanging out?
Yeah, probably.
Just kind of more internal affairs kind of thing at this point.
Yeah,
Just
I think they're
busting
mostly... They do a lot of in-state, I would think. And
yeah. Because I'm sitting there trying
mostly
to...
murders and stuff.
But on a federal level.
Yeah.
Like cross-state borders, like serial killers, that kind of thing.
I mean, they usually call the FBI in if it's like a...
They're profilers.
Yeah,
stuff.
the profile. Yeah. But getting off to that, the 9/11 stuff.
Oh wow, yeah, okay. We're gonna talk about that every episode. We're gonna talk
Dang
about.
right,
We're gonna talk about how
I
we keep
on
finding new
more
stuff.
information.
Yes.
And the one thing that bugged me, like everybody said in a couple of posts I've seen in movies,
Yeah.
is how did that plane ever get that close to the Pentagon? Why wasn't it blown out of the air if it's a no-fly zone?
It is a no-fly zone. That's a good question.
And usually...
And where did the plane go? Okay.
Oh, it's right.
Aluminum, it's going to melt, but you're still going to find it.
Yeah. I mean,
it's not going to vaporize, especially
the hole
with kerosene, which is basically, when we've talked about this before, kerosene is just diesel fuel, okay?
That's a little cleaner.
A little cleaner. But it's basically an oil, okay, a thin oil.
We call it Girl Scout juice.
Okay, well, whatever you want to call it, it's not as volatile as gasoline.
Yeah.
So it's not going to burn hot enough to vaporize aluminum. And there's only a 5-meter hole in the Pentagon.
Yeah.
No wings, no nothing.
No, yeah.
No.
You could see the wings in the trade centers.
Yeah.
But you couldn't see the wings in that building.
No. So that's kind of weird.
Well, the 90-degree turn at 400 miles an hour and a 767.
Yeah, can a 767. Now, I used to flight sim quite a bit. And one of my favorite planes to break was the 747. Okay. And I remember one thing that I achieved was my lifetime goal. It's probably the reason I stopped playing. It's because I think I've done everything I can do with Flight Simulator. When I did this one thing, at 46,000 feet, it stalled. Okay, 747, and it went into a reverse tailspin all the way down to 5,000 feet before I managed to save the plane and fly to my destination. I've never done that before, and I've never done that since. One thing I do know about those big airliners, and the 747 is they don't even make those anymore. They're starting to destroy those.
Yeah.
But a 767 is pretty darn big.
Yeah, it was going across our country.
And it's full of fuel.
Uh-huh.
So it's heavy. Full of passenger
Yeah.
and fuel. So it's heavy. It ain't going to turn on a dime. Believe me. That thing is not an aerobatic plane.
No. And they said they missed it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the camera at one of the gates to get into the Pentagon, they have it between two, you know, you see something shoot by.
Yeah.
But you never see.
It's between frames.
Yeah.
So how fast you got to be going between two camera frames with
Yeah,
30 frames per second. You're cooking, man.
Yeah, you're moving.
You're going pretty quick. And that's film, so we can actually count real frames.
Yeah. Yeah.
30 frames per second. And you're in between. You're like, you know, that's like millisecond. I mean, that's like, you get 30 frames per second. And you get in between a frame. Plane can't go that fast.
Yeah.
Missile can.
Military.
Like a jet.
Yeah. And it could have made that turn.
Like an F-16 drone or something.
Yeah, it could have made that turn. You know, whatever shoots the missile and come across on top of that building, and you never know.
Okay, here's my question. Plausible, believable, but where's the motive in hitting the Pentagon?
Didn't it, I forgot what side it hit.
Hit the west side, I think.
There was something to do with that, plus the World Trade Center the little building that fell.
The one that fell for no reason?
Yeah, that night.
Yeah. It just kind of dropped out of thin air for no reason.
Yeah. And like 8 hours later.
Yeah. Just kind of, we forgot to hit the button. Oh.
So that was like the Treasury or something. It had all the paperwork for money. It was something to do with money.
Okay.
Both buildings. And the plane that landed or crashed.
Quote unquote.
And
I like how you're doing air quotes and nobody can see it, man.
in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And they found
the Somerset
parts 6 miles away. So if it went straight down.
Yeah.
And you find
parts supposed
6
to have
miles.
done a nose because they overtook the plane.
Yeah.
And forced it down.
Dived, yeah.
So it wouldn't have the velocity to throw parts 6 miles a mile. It's too angular.
I mean, there was throwing engine parts that far.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so I don't think it could get them that far. You gonna fall asleep on me? Past your bedtime?
No, I don't know what the deal is, man. I'm just cozy and comfortable over here, man. I'm just kind of chilling. I don't know. The Pentagon and the Somerset thing, it can go either way.
I mean, they even said the second plane was a drone because it was unmarked.
All the witnesses described it as being a gray plane with no markings.
No tail ID or nothing.
And witness after witness after witness stated that. And the engineer, was it an engineer? Did you watch that same documentary, George?
Yeah.
That was good.
Uh-huh.
Because that brought up some stuff that even Loose Change didn't bring up.
Well, the thermite, I heard about the thermite before.
Yeah.
And it was that whole year before, they're repainting the elevator shafts.
Right.
And that's where they think they repainted them with the thermite paint.
Right.
So it just melted. That's how it melted.
That brought the temperature up to the point.
Because, I mean, it's so quick.
Yeah.
It melts.
Well, you know what thermite was invented for, don't you?
I mean, no.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put you on the spot. You look hurt there for a second, man. No, it's kind of interesting to know the history behind this stuff. It was invented to fuse railroad tracks together.
That's right.
So that junk can melt steel. It can melt steel.
Pour it on there and light it and it just
right. And if you
melt them,
that way they don't have to carry a welder and they don't have to train a welder to weld the tracks.
Yeah.
So they fuse them together.
He's got to have some crazy guy to go over there and light that.
Right. and then they just grind it down smooth. And that way all the tracks are one piece.
Yeah.
And you don't have it's kind of nostalgic, but you don't have the clack, 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 clack.
Yeah.
You know, it's just nice, smooth rail. But that is originally, but the military have a brand name for thermite. And they use a different formula that burns quicker.
Yeah, they added something to it.
Thermatine or something, or trizine. There's a different name for it. But it's thermite with an added, like, benzene or benzene. They added benzene to it, and it burns quicker and hotter.
Yeah.
And they have a trademark. The military has a trademark on that formula.
Yeah. And
that was the same composition that was used.
Yeah, they found in the trade centers.
And they used a gas mass spectrometer to profile the chemical makeup. They didn't mention that in the documentary, but I dug a little further as I normally do. And they did a chemical profile, and the profile matched exactly to the military trademark thermite, whatever that's called, trizine. I forget what it's called, but I thought that was kind of interesting because when you're testing materials at a crash site, and that material shows up
a
lot, that's not on an airplane.
Yeah.
And the personnel shifts right before it all happened. You know, like the head of security at the World Trade Center. It's his first day on the job.
Yeah.
And he had an outs with the NSA. No, it wasn't the NSA because they were just formed when 9/11 happened.
The NSA?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that NSA came as a result of 9/11.
Okay.
So did the Department of Homeland Security.
Yeah.
Which is bizarre to me. Why do we need to create a new agency? 2 new agencies.
Yeah. For
terrorism or whatever. So that was kind of interesting. Then the Patriot Act got passed 30 days after that.
Yeah, that didn't take long.
And if you read the Patriot Act, it's nothing but you're not free anymore. You don't have any privacy. And then that brings us around to Cessnas flying around acting like... I'm sorry, that just bothers me. Especially when you tell me you got one buzzing around your neighbor, because I know what you do. And you don't need somebody buzzing your neighborhood, man. That's your business. That's what you do. There's nobody else's business. And what bothers me the most is I send you stuff.
They know where you were at, too.
Yeah, so, I mean...
If you see that little drone...
Yeah.
Little remote control airplane flying around.
Shoot it down. I wonder what would happen. If
they come after you.
If it's over my airspace and I shoot it down.
They come after you.
It's like, I didn't know what it was. I thought it was somebody casing my house or something. You didn't send no leaflet with that thing. You didn't drop no letters telling me we're going to be droning your house. Don't panic. Yeah. Oh, man. What else is going on, man? Do we have more 9/11 stuff to talk about? It seems like we're always going to.
Yeah, probably so.
Probably.
I mean,
we could probably dig up some more stuff. Geo even latched onto that last thing I sent, that documentary.
Yeah, that was pretty good when I watched it. It was
a little more, you could take it a little more seriously. It didn't feel like angry kids were putting it together. They tried they used witness testimony. But the only thing about witness testimony is that it's highly unreliable.
Yeah,
but we've
learned that in the Ferguson shooting.
Yeah, because nobody knows what happened there.
No.
They all think they do.
No, yeah.
But nobody knows what happened.
The one thing I don't understand,
Yeah.
even like in the riots in L.A.,
Yeah.
okay, the cop did beat him, but why are you going to burn down your own city?
Yeah.
And
Why
about
is
the
breaking a
stupidest
window of a
thing.
store and stealing the TV?
How's that going to help your
How's
community?
how's that helping your problem?
Yeah.
And,
I mean, if you protest peacefully, that's cool. But if you're going to burn down the whole city, yeah.
you're falling into the stereotype.
The people in Ferguson are boarding up all their windows because they're afraid the town's going to get burned down.
Oh, my God.
Because when they release if he's innocent or not.
Didn't Joplin suffer enough through the tornadoes and natural disasters and stuff? You think Ferguson would kind of just be like, we don't need that. And you know what? They want to fire the white police chief and put a black one in there. That's what this is all about. They're going to force him to resign. And they talked about, and I'm not racist. I'm not, I have no problem with it, but I just call it as I see it. It's a political move.
Well, the mom is going to get arrested for stealing something out of one of the stores.
Oh, shit. How does that help, man? How does the black police chief going to change anything? Going forward, you're just going to... we need to teach our young people respect.
Yeah,
Trayvon Martin, that whole thing right there, I don't want to bring that up again, but that was both of their idiocy.
Oh, yeah, they're both pretty stupid.
And Zimmerman's not even a white guy.
No, you can't use the race card on that.
No, it had nothing to do with race. It's
had
just
to do
one
with
macho
stupidity.
dude. Yeah, one macho dude and another macho dude, and somebody won.
Yeah.
I mean, dude's high on marijuana. He's eating his Skittles. This dude was told not to follow him. He did anyway.
Yeah.
So, as far as I'm concerned, Zimmerman should have just left him alone, and Trayvon shouldn't have been out. He shouldn't have been out. Shouldn't have been running his mouth.
Yeah.
Should have been at home at 11 o'clock midnight.
At night, yeah.
Yeah. Should have been home. And that's why you want your kids home at that hour, because
there ain't nothing to do out there.
Right. There's nothing legit that they could be doing out there.
Causing trouble.
Right. It's like, my son is out late on Friday nights during the school year. But I know where he is. He's at a school function.
Yeah.
And I know where he is, and I'm there every game. If he skips out, I'm going to be, hey, Brett, I was at the game. Where was you? I'm on top of it,
Yeah.
And he doesn't stay. He'll go to the mall, and the mall closes at 9, and he's home if he stays out that late. I know where he is my point. You know where your daughter is. Right now, you know where she is.
Hopefully she's out of the ditch.
I mean, good parents are involved with their kids.
Yeah.
And he said he was what, 17?
Which one?
Trayvon.
I think he was 16 too.
He was 16? Okay. 16 years old, even better. 16 years old, and you're out at all godly hours of the night. High on marijuana.
Got the munchies.
And you got the munchies, and you're going to a convenience store, which aren't notably safe, in my opinion.
Yeah, I know.
They're notoriously unsafe, if memory serves me correct. It's been a while since I've been to one. But,
yeah.
It's, the Ferguson thing, I haven't heard anything make sense yet with that. I hear so many conflicting things.
Yeah, there's so many stories out
there.
Right.
So, this cop, he is on the job. He, he gets called pig a lot. I'm sure these young African-American youths don't have any respect for local law enforcement.
Yeah.
Again, he's out late
No, it was in the middle of the day.
Was it?
Yeah.
See, one instance is telling me it was at midnight. So,
No, it was right in the middle of the day.
right in the middle of the day. What was
Yeah.
he doing?
He went and stole some cigars at the Quick Trip.
Okay, well, let's emphasize that he bought the cigars, right?
No, he stole them.
He
Beat up the cashier.
Okay. So he asked the cashier politely for some cigars. I just want to get the facts straight here. Okay, no, seriously, he stole the cigars.
Yeah. The cashier tried to stop him.
Okay, now why did he need cigars? He's 16 years old.
You gotta roll your pot in them. I mean, come
yeah,
on.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just.
So they leave there, and they happen to. The cop is leaving another call.
Yeah.
And he gets this call about the store, and sees these two guys walking down the road.
And this is.
Wilson or whatever his name.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know his name. I know that's disrespectful, but you know, hey.
So that he sees them walking down the middle of the road.
Yeah.
And he's gonna tell them, hey, you need to get over on the sidewalk.
Right.
And he's gonna question them about the robbery.
Right. Because they fit the description.
Yeah, they fit the description. And well, he gets one of the boys, I guess, from what I've heard, gets an attitude. Starts fighting with him in the car.
Okay.
And supposedly that's when the first gunshot went off.
Okay.
Because he was reaching for his gun, and the cop got it, shot him once. The boy backed off, started walking, like running off. Then he charged him again.
Okay. He's not giving up at this point.
So that's when, 6, you could say that's a little excessive.
But if you've got a suspect that's coming aggressively, and you've shot at him once, did he hit him with that first one?
Yeah. His blood's in the actual.
So he was shot already, still coming after this cop.
Supposedly,
that's what we're hearing.
Yeah.
And I have no reason to dispute that because it is well known, camera security footage, that he robbed the store.
Yeah.
That. We can't dispute that.
And he was high.
And, well, assumingly so, yeah. So, cops have a dangerous job.
Oh, yes.
Okay. A lot of cops abuse their power.
Yeah,
a lot do. They intimidate people. But at the end of the day, they do have a very dangerous job.
Mm-hmm.
And is it right for them to get trigger happy and nervous?
No.
No, but at the same time, from what we understand, based on what we know, he committed a felony, okay, when he robbed that store, correct?
Yeah, I don't know if it'd be a full-blown felony or a misdemeanor.
Did he have a weapon?
No.
Okay, no weapon.
He just muscled him.
Okay. So that's on camera, though. There's footage of that.
Yeah.
And there's no other reason a 16-year-old needs cigars other than to roll blunts with.
Yeah.
So he had plans. He was high or going to get high, and he probably we're going to assume that he was high. Okay.
Well, they've done drug tests.
Okay, so he was.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to state the facts here that he was high.
Yeah.
That's going to affect your state of mind.
Yes, a lot.
You're going to be a different person. Than you would be sober.
Yeah, he could be normal.
Yeah.
If he wasn't high.
Right.
And then none of this would have happened.
None of this would have happened had drugs not been involved. I think that's what we're learning here.
Yes.
The motive for the robbery was drugs. Okay.
Yeah.
If he didn't want to get high, he wouldn't have no motive to rob the convenience store and beat the cashier up. There wouldn't have been a reason to suspect him of anything. His mood would have not been altered to cause his behavior to be. Now, he might have been an aggressive teenager anyway. 16, 17 years old, young African-American.
6'7". He was a big old dude.
Right.
He was tall.
So, and you're coming after a cop.
Yeah,
after the cop. I already shot him once due to an altercation inside the cop car.
Yeah.
So, Can I see where the cop kind of reacted the way he did justifiably? Yes. I can see, as the boy's parents, I'm sorry he went down that road. I'm sorry that he disappointed them, you know. But at the end of the day, his actions brought upon whatever happened he did to himself, apparently.
Yeah.
Because had drugs not been involved, there'd been no reason for that convenience store to be robbed. There would be no alteration of alteration of behavior or anything like that. And we would probably be good right now. There would be no Ferguson riots. So that's basically where I'm going with on that one. Where are we at? Hour 15 minutes. Okay, is there anything else we got going on, man?
I think that's it for now.
Well, all right, man. I'm going to call it a night.
Okay.
You
gonna fall asleep on me?
No, I'm not going to bed. I'm just going to hit the stop button on the recording.
Okay.
And we'll do this next time. Probably over Skype next time. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. After this weekend, I think I'm officially unemployed. So we'll see what's going on.
Join the club.
All right. And we'll catch y'all next time.